Okay, so in this video, I will talk about what's going on in the world. Like, what are the things that we can use as guidance if we are thinking about reporting for environmental issues. So these are three examples. There are more examples of initiatives in the world, but I will talk about these three things because I think they are important, and they are linked also to the exercise that we did last week when we reported for carbon emissions. So we have these three that are very important: the Kyoto Protocol, the European Union Emissions Trading System, and the Carbon Reduction Commitment. So the Kyoto Protocol is an agreement from different countries, mostly developed countries, that they want to reduce greenhouse gases or carbon gases. So the countries that are part of this agreement have like a limit on how much carbon they can produce. So they need to regulate all of this. So the Kyoto Protocol is not only about that limit, but they also gives you like some suggestions on how you can improve. Like if your organization sells, for example, like a motor or sells something like a machine that produces carbon emissions, you can get a certificate from the Kyoto Protocol that gives you like a like a tick that you are doing well in terms of carbon emissions, and with that certificate you become more competitive. So the Kyoto Protocol is not only this agreement between countries when they want to reduce emissions, but it also gives you like a guidance, and it can give you a competitive advantage if you think about this. And the European Union emissions trading system is specifically for Europe, but it also works in the US, and it also works in some countries around the world. And in this trading system, the objective is that organizations, as this is similar to the thing that we did, the exercise that we did in the last class when the company was able to buy and sell carbon emission permits. So this is kind of that thing. In this trading system, you can buy or sell carbon emission permits. So it's also another interesting thing where companies can go and trade their permits. They can buy more or sell their permits. So it's also an interesting thing that you can do. And the carbon reduction commitment is similar to the Kyoto Protocol. This one is also based on Europe, but it also works for if you are a Mexican company, but you want to get their certificate from the CRC, you can get that certificate, and that makes your product kind of environmental friendly, something like that. That certificate is good for clients, and you can sell your product better. So these are some guidance that you can take advantage of. And if you want to recommend someone to report for the environmental issues, or to start thinking and producing into more environmental friendly manners, then you can convince them that these are some global initiatives that they can follow and that they can take advantage of that, right? And finally, this is also something very important. Like right now, we have an ISO, the ISO 14,000, that it has 6 specific standards that guide organizations on producing and having and have like a good management of resources in terms of environmental issues. So I'm not going to go really deep into here, but these 6 standards talk about these kind of things: guidance on implementing an environmental management system, auditing principles on the same thing on environmental issues, performance evaluations, labeling guidance, again, the same thing, life cycle assessments, and terms and definitions. So if you are an organization that you want to get certified also by this worldwide organization, which is ISO, you can work towards this certificate, and it will help you to become like a more environmental friendly organization. And again, it gives you like some competitive advantage with other companies. So in the final video, I will explain a methodology that you can follow if you want to implement a system. And I think this is relevant in 2 ways. First, because the activity of today is mostly complete or plan an environmental management system. So this is the activity for today. But also in the case study, you will need this kind of framework to develop the case. And finally, in the final project of this semester, I think you can use this when you want to build your suggestion or your strategy that you want to implement in the studied organization that you will be doing. So I will stop this video here and I will record a new one for the last issue.